Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out chapters 62 and 63 of Season 2, Tower of God, so I trip over my words already. And so far, we have this game test that's going on that is this, like, one-shot, one-opportunity game, which is really just an excuse for a bunch of our characters to, like, fight each other for various grudge matches that have accumulated over the years in the tower. And we have a few matchups already happening now that Shibitsu's team on the attack against Bomb's team, where Bomb isn't there yet. He's en route. He got sidetracked a little bit with this traveler character and Dorsey coming through the ceiling, and average day in the life of being an irregular in the tower. So we have Shibitsu's team going up against Bomb's team. We have Anaak versus Ran, which I'm unbelievably excited about. Novik's also there, but he's been thrown around a little bit despite him not wanting to be part of this at all. Super excited about that matchup and just their abilities and personalities coming together. We also had Hats having a rematch with Casino and how that is going, how Hats is trained so much to be able to accomplish this. So lots of little things happening. We also have stuff going on with Hyun in some capacity. He sent up the rest of his team. I don't know if anyone's going to stay behind, but I assume is going to stay behind because one, he can't just shoot himself to send him up to the Archimedes, but also we have a couple of teammates that are still not accounted for at least from Kun's perspective. We know that they're with a couple of members of Shibitsu's team, three of them, but Kun doesn't probably know that, so he has to go and find out where Nisang and Prince have gotten themselves. So lots of characters just coming together in this, but not in the way that I wanted them to. I was so excited to get some of these characters to interact with each other, but I wanted it to be a little bit more, maybe they could go bowling or play some dance game or something lighthearted. That was what I had in mind, but they're just like going at each other. So that is where we're in the midst of with these chapters. So let's check out chapter 62. I mean, Hats is doing a pretty good job, and I'm proud of him because I'm still mad at Casino. Don't know if I'll ever give it up. I don't know where Teddy Bear is. I would really like to know. Also, Rock was off doing his own thing with Paracule. So where's he at? It's a good point. If he's already the weapon, and we had the traveler mentioning that the prize for the workshop battle was a person, which implies that it's probably a human ignition weapon. Whether or not that's actually what's happening, that's my theory right now. So if that's the prize, then why would Casino want to be part of the workshop battle? Because he is one. Unless it's to save them, maybe? Envy it. Why, is there a lack of, I don't know, syncing between the ignition weapon and then who Casino is as a person? Also, who is making an entrance? We got distracted. Hats. Focus. Cool shot though. Does he have another blade? Or not? It said see him at the workshop battle, so did he send him up then? Because he can send anyone he wants up to the ship with his gun. Is that what's happening? I don't know why he would do that, but when has Casino ever done something that I understood? Oh yeah, we had this little rain cloud, which is so fitting. So just this aesthetic just makes sense with him in my head. Anaak doesn't seem terribly impressed. It's pretty cool though. I do appreciate that it's this menacing cloud that's happening, but the kind of caption for it is wiggle. I don't know, for me wiggling is a cute little wiggle as opposed to a menacing cloud moving in to the space. It's just no, I'm not impressed. I do not have time for this. I love the dynamic of her throwing the spear, the weapon thing. I feel remember where everyone's group that they were part of, if they're fishermen or spear bearers and all of that. Isn't Anaak a fisherman? Am I remembering correctly? I don't even know anymore. But she's throwing the thing and it's cool that it moves the clouds around. That's what I'm trying to get at. I thought it might be a distraction though, if you're just going towards the sound. I mean, classic. How many times have you been watching a film and someone throws something over and everyone just walks over to it? Isn't there one where in Star Wars where they do that and just all of the stormtroopers just walk off in the direction of the sound? And I'm there's 4 of you. One of you could have gone and seen what the sound was. Oh no! Dang. The fact that he just kicked her in the face. We knew he was savage, but come on. Okay, so we have this electricity thing and we have clouds. So does that mean that he can send the electricity through the clouds? Because that's usually how that works. So anywhere where the cloud is touching, can he send a current through it then? Espada, I know that word. I've seen Bleach. Call back. Now I'm just thinking of the crossover. If Tower of God characters existed in the Bleach universe, how would they fit in? Are we talking Soul Reapers, Visored, full bring, that kind of a thing. And then the other way around of like, if Bleach characters were in the tower, where would they fall in that? I feel like that's like some fan art just waiting to happen. It might already exist, but if not, I feel like my brain's gonna come up with something. Yeah, fisherman, we've got like the reel going on. I got there eventually. It's in here. I know the information is stored away. I just gotta figure out where I put it. I love this though, where it's like through the clouds and stuff, but it also like transitions the panel into like this empty space. Oh no! Did we forget that Novik is also there? Oh, poor darling. Didn't even want to be here. He's very similar to the blue guy, isn't he? One might say there is a familial resemblance. Maybe. But Anaak's just like, I'm just gonna blow everything up. This is too much work. Yeah, Anaak does go for kind of the blunt force approach, doesn't she? Oh wait, where's Novik though? After we just blew everything up in this hallway. Ooh, good distraction to like pull her so she's in front of the window. Like it. He might have been. I don't really know how much Ran, like, he seems really impulsive, but I don't know how much of that is him just having a lot of confidence in himself to be able to be okay in a fight, and how much of it is him planning stuff as well. I love how they're just like constantly like getting on each other's nerves, but then trying to like one-up each other. Good dodge though, and he missed, which doesn't that mean he automatically fails? Wasn't that the rule? Because it looks like he actually shot it. That smirk though. Bomb. Oh dear. They can't really stop in midair though, like they're doing a whole acrobatic thing. Yeah, like is he gonna just send them up? Because he like just plowed his way through a bunch of people to get back to his team, so he has a few bullets that he can use in whatever way he wants to. This girl creeps me out. There was some conversation about making them into like dolls or something, and I just, nope. So Wangnan is still here. I thought he would be. I was like, I feel like Wangnan is the one who's gonna please stay behind. If no one else, except like Kun. But I was like, Wangnan probably is not gonna go up with the rest of the team. Because he's just, I don't know, he sticks with people. He can't just like leave. It's not in his nature. Okay, next chapter. There's just something really creepy about someone like dressing up some people who are unconscious and then taking pictures of them. Like that's some serial killer potential right there. I feel like weird isn't strong enough of a word. I'm like, what should we do? There's a huge octopus. The things that you have to deal with while going through the tower. I love them like the chibi fighting. Look how Kun's like, my job is to find them, not save them. Aw, that line of like, if you keep trying to save everyone like this, you might lose everything. It hits different coming from Kun. Like they're both stupid. That's why they got along. Do I know that name? I don't know if I do. She's called the Dollmaker. See, I was like gonna make a Dollmaker reference, and then I was like, nah, let's stay on topic. She's actually called the Dollmaker. I'm uncomfortable. Kun also probably knows though, because if he was in communication with Shibitsu, he probably knows more about his team and what their abilities are. Not just because he has like a lighthouse and can look stuff up, but also because he was then communicating with the person putting together the team. Kun, you're not supposed to be seen. Also, there's some eyes behind you. Some red ones. That's probably not good. Awkward. Yeah, I knew he was going to send them both up. I guess this is Anaak first seeing Violet like in person. I do love that you can see one of his eyes in this though, because even though it's like Anaak seeing him as Violet, there's also Bam seeing Anaak like as Bam, right? As someone who recognizes her, who knows her, who has spent time with her. So it's that double-sidedness to him. She seems a little bit angry though. We'll have to deal with that later. Yeah, Novik is here too. Everyone seems to be forgetting about him. Just, you got stabbed. Don't blame him. I do like though that everyone's like scared of Violet, and then you just have Novik who's just like treating him like a child. Like, where have you been? He could have done that. There's some history though. Yes, there's some other ones. Oh, this is Shibitsu though. Cause he's gonna be pissed. But also it's Bam. I don't want to keep, I want to see what happens, but I don't want to see what happens. Yeah, but it's so conflicting for Bam because he like doesn't want to let on that they're important, because Foog will definitely use that against him. Like, Foog knows to some extent, but the members here directly don't necessarily know how important some of these people are to Bam, so he's like trying to keep that separation. You're not gonna fill me in? Mean. Why keep secrets from me? Oh. Him saying like, me alone is enough is one thing of him like confidence, but also heart-wrenching because no, it's not. Emotionally, you want your friends. I don't know who this person is either. Cool aesthetic though. Are we making a grand entrance again? Human? I mean, I guess you could be another creature, but that just seems very detached. I'm sure he have a name. Shibitsu like standing there like a boss. This is a cool shot too with the like tracking of the movement. I don't have as much writing on this. I don't know who this person is. I know who this person is though. Oh, we're gonna end this before we get an actual moment, aren't we? Dang it. I don't know what Shibitsu's gonna do though, because I feel like he doesn't think clearly when it comes to VLA. We're gonna end it. I feel like that was a lot of fights and like finishing up stuff. It looks like we have Hats who's been sent up to the ship by Casino, and then of course we have Anaak and Ran who have both been sent. So some people moving on. I was right about Wangnan sticking behind with his team to try and rescue them because of course he is. And I know that Kuhn's all like, grumpy about it, being like, I don't even want to be here and I've already done my job, but he's definitely going to help out, especially now that we have this doll maker Verdi that has shown up, which makes me very uncomfortable because she seems a little detached from like the fact that people are like alive and shouldn't be dolls and stuff like that. That is something we're going to have to come back to. But of course we're ending with finally having a moment of Shibitsu and Bam meeting in some way. I doubt it is going to be a friendly, it's great that you're alive kind of way, so we'll have to see how that pans out. Definitely feel like Shibitsu doesn't think in his kind of clear, analytical planning kind of way that he normally does when it comes to VLA. I feel like there's a lot of, I mean, I know that there's a lot of anger specifically about what he thinks happened to Kuhn, but I think there's also the idea of like Foog and what they have done, and lots of rumors are out there about VLA, whether or not they're true. So it's not just that Shibitsu's like mad at the actual person who has done something specific. It's like all of these stories that people keep sharing around, and of course it's advantageous to not like correct that, both for Foog and also for like, the VLA persona, because people are already scared and are willing to stay away or not get involved, which is like a helpful thing when you're just trying to get things done, to not have people who are constantly invading that space, like we had with Endorsi, where she's had to deal with like paparazzi and people wanting to interview her and having this kind of celebrity status with who she is. Whereas like, would paparazzi dare follow around VLA? I don't think so, because they're probably terrified of him. So there is a kind of advantage to having these stories told about him, but at the same time it makes it very difficult for him to like reconnect with people, even though I know it's not what he's doing, but I want him to reconnect with people. So it's really difficult to just like see all of this conflict with people who don't have the full story. I feel like it's gonna be pretty intense with the next part as they actually interact in some way. We'll see how Bam deals with that. Deep breaths. You can click this playlist to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you miss next time I post a Tower of God reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!